Lenny Martinez came of age yesterday with his first World Tour victory, but it was a day of mixed emotions for Visma Lease Bike. Jonas Vingegaard was visibly struggling after an early crash, having hurt his hand, and he surrendered the yellow jersey back to his teammate, Matteo Jorgensen. Well, the big news this morning was that Vingegaard had decided to pull out of Paris-Nice to focus on his recovery. It's obviously a big blow for the Dutch squad, but as the defending champion explains, their ultimate goal at this race remains the same.
He's an incredibly strong member of the team, and he was second in the GC, so it changes our GC prospects of going 1-2, but for the rest, I think we still can go for the victory in Paris-Nice.
Today should be one for the sprinters, and nobody's been able to live with Tim Merlier so far, although the weather conditions could hinder his hopes of a hat-trick. Did you have a good night, Tim?
Well, I sleep well, yes.
and so you're ready for today? For another sprint?
Hopefully it's a sprint, yes. There is some wind, some rain, it's cold, so special weather. I just focus on my own sprint and just to try to be there, and I try to do my sprint. That's the most important thing for me.
Well, the wind will certainly be an important factor today, especially in the latter part of the stage. We could have the first proper echelons of this edition, even if most riders would no doubt prefer a straightforward bunch sprint.
Today, thankfully, we have quite a lot of tailwind down the valley, but I think there's potential for some crosswind getting towards the final. So I think it could be a pretty spicy day. I think a little bit of rain too, and quite a lot of wind today. So it'll be interesting with a very technical final. So hopefully all stay safe and we have a nice bunch sprint.
At just over 209 kilometres, Stage 6 is the longest of Paris-Nice 2025, but perhaps not the most challenging on paper, only 3 minor climbs on the menu. However, the wind and the rain could change all that and cause a bit of chaos on the road to Berleton. The GC riders will have to be switched on from the moment the flag drops. Well, Michael Matthews was right on the money. This turned out to be a very spicy day indeed. When the live pictures began, there were riders all over the place after Visma Lease Bike put the hammer down in the Crosswinds and absolutely shredded the peloton. Remy Cavagna was the sole survivor of the day's breakaway, which had seen Thomas Gachignard become the virtual king of the mountains, but all the action was further back, with several top GC contenders finding themselves on the wrong side of the splits. Up at the front then, Matteo Jorgensen with his entire team, plus a host of big engines from the Ineos Grenadiers. Florian Lipovitz was there with a teammate, Matteo Sobrero, as was Matthias Skjelmoser with Mads Pedersen. UAE Team Emirates XRG, however, were caught out, with Joao Almeida and Brandon McNulty in the first chase group, while yesterday's stage winner, Lenny Martinez, was even further adrift, over 3 minutes down. The GC being completely turned on its head here, and Cavagna was soon caught because he had a job to do further back in the chase group, helping his Groupama FDJ team to limit the damage. Most of the peloton chasing desperately, but they weren't making any inroads into the gap. At the intermediate sprint, Jorgensen helped himself to 6 bonus seconds, 4 for Skjelmoser and 2 for Lipovitz. Those 3 were clearly the day's big winners on GC, although the Ineos trio of Arensman, Foss and Sheffield were also set to leap up the standings. The victory would go to one of the 16 riders at the front, and on paper, Pedersen was the man to beat. At this point, the Almeida group were more than a minute and a half back, with the Martinez group at over 6 minutes. Heading into the final kilometre, Max Schachmann tried to go from distance, but they soon reeled him back in. Pedersen in a perfect position, with Tarling and Zingle on the wheel.
Campenaerts is in the wheel. There is Zingler. Now they come round, there's Joshua Tarling, Pedersen is there, right, ready and waiting. Zingler in the yellow, watch out for him, he's looking for his first ever World Tour victory. Can he try and deliver where a day that Matteo Jorgensen has benefited in gaining time in the general classification? This is a really hard, brutal kind of finish. Pedersen strikes, Pedersen tries to go for glory, Tarling's right in the wheel, Axel Zingler's boxed in but he can't quite start to sprint. Sam Watson is trying to come forward. This has been a really early sprint for Pedersen. Pedersen's coming to the line. Tarling's trying to go for it. What a close finish. Pedersen takes it.
Well, today was all about being in the right place at the right time, and those who weren't certainly paid the price. Mads Pedersen is one canny operator though, and as well as giving his teammate Matthias Skjelmoser a boost in the GC, the Dane snatched his third win of the season so far and the third of his career at Paris-Nice.
After such a tough day like today, it's of course nice to win. You know, it would be a pity to be second or third. So it's super nice to get a victory home with the team, and also Skjelmoser moving up in GC. So for us, this was a perfect day.
Pedersen taking his 49th professional win ahead of the Ineos duo Tarling and Watson. The Almeida group came in at 1 minute 54, with Martinez almost 9 minutes down. Jorgensen now leads Lipovitz and Skjelmoser by 40 and 59 seconds respectively, with Arendsman fourth at 1:20. Almeida slips to 2 minutes 40 after a day to forget for UAE. A day to remember for Pedersen though, he always thrives in these tough conditions. He also snatched the green jersey from Malia by a single point. Gashignard was rewarded for his efforts earlier in the day. The Frenchman will wear the polka dot jersey tomorrow by a point from Almeida. And it's still game on for the white jersey, with just 19 seconds separating the current holder Lipovitz from Skjelmoser. Well, due to adverse weather conditions, tomorrow's 7th stage has been shortened to 109 kilometres and no longer features the Côte de Belvedere or the Col de la Colmiane. But we still have a summit finish to Oran to look forward to, with plenty more GC action. Join us for that on Saturday, and thanks for watching.